What is up, everybody? So I just randomly just seen this, so I figured we'd talk about it. The world's oldest baby is 30 years old despite being a newborn. Thaddeus Daniel Pierce is a medical miracle, with him being born from an embryo frozen in 1994 that was thawed 3 decades later. He's now being brought into the world as a healthy baby boy in 2025. Damn, that's insane. 30 years ago? Linda Archer, the woman who originally donated these embryos in '94, had a rough time finding someone willing to bring those children into the world. She had trouble conceiving at the time with her partner and resorted into IVF, enter in vitro fertilization, a method of creating an embryo in a lab rather than in your body. Oh wow. Four embryos were frozen, one of which was brought fully to term and born. The remaining three were frozen and lie dormant for decades. Oh wow, that's. I think I might just be misunderstanding something here. Anywho, Archer called them her three little hopes in the years they spent frozen, according to a report from MIT Technology Review. And though she originally planned to have another child herself, life got in the way. She went on a journey to see if anyone else would be willing to bring her child to term, and though it was a long process, she found a couple. Okay, so I'm not as confused. I do understand. She went on a journey to see if. Oh, we already heard that. So Thaddeus was just born, and but is also 30 years old. Ar Archer held out hope that her children would be born someday, with her paying around $1,000 a year to keep the embryos in storage for over 2 decades. She then found out about embryo adoption. Archer is Christian, and as part of her belief, she believes that letting go of the embryos would be morally wrong. Oh, that's messed up. Like, not messed up, that she thinks that. Like, it's messed up that she has to sit and she has to constantly think about it or whatever. Like that's the messed up part. Most agencies denied her due to the age of the embryos, but she eventually found people willing to set her up with a surrogate family. That's insane. So there's a little tweet. The world's oldest baby has been born from an embryo frozen in '94. Thaddeus Pierce is over 30 years old despite being born July 26, 2025. Which that's insane. Couple Tim and Lindsay Pierce have been trying for 7 years to have a child, to no avail. Despite the intervention of multiple doctors, they weren't able to find a solution. Instead, Lindsay opted to give things a try with Archer's embryos. Instead, all three were thawed, with only one surviving the process. One of the embryos stopped growing, and one of them didn't make it long after being transferred into Lindsay, failing to develop into a healthy fetus. But that one survivor is now Thaddeus David Pierce, a healthy baby boy. According to the couple, they weren't aiming to break any records despite now holding the title. Rather, they just wanted to anything they could to bring their own child into the world. Fortunately, they succeeded. On the flip side, 2025 also saw the record breaking for the youngest baby to survive premature birth. They were born over 4 months before term, but lived to see their first birthday, with them expecting to be able to live a healthy and fulfilling life. That's pretty dope. So yeah, this is interesting, like there were an embryo was saved, like this person is like 2 years younger than they would have been 2 years younger than me because I was born in '92. So that's insane. But they finally got to have the baby be born and all that. Like that's awesome. Like it's kind of wild. Like 30 years later, it's like wow, bro. Like 30 years later, holy. Let me know what you guys think about this. I found this to be pretty interesting. Like I did not expect it to turn out like this. But like that's dope. Whatever. They finally get to they finally get to see the like a baby get born out of the embryos that they had frozen, which is that's awesome. That they actually get to see some stuff happen and all that. That was messed up over that she was having to like spend like 1,000 a year just to keep them, just to keep them in storage. That part's messed up. Like. But I mean, you sometimes just have to like just with how the government stuff works. You sometimes just have to dish money out for shit that you don't want to. But yeah, that like that's insane on that part. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.